Welcome to Emergence with Elira, where we explore the fusion of spirituality, psychology, energetics, and entrepreneurship. I'm Elira Tichkuti, your guide on this journey into unfolding new, conscious, heart-based business paradigm and our own emergence through that. I want to talk about how to build meaningful, sustainable businesses that truly resonates with our essence, our integrity, capacity, soft power, and extrasensory, sensitive nature, while redefining success in today's world. Hello, my beauties again, and I am back here with a new episode. Very deep one, the one that I was maturing for a while to share, and I do feel collectively it's time to have these conversations. I just posted few days ago the post about sacredness of our work as coaches, as healers, and how it got distorted in our current industry of capitalism and approach and sales, and how coaching industry became chasing game, how our wisdom became commodity and transaction. And I was not expecting to get so many responses, which actually made me so happy, because it feels collectively we're reaching the tipping point for this to change. I knew it was not going to last forever because it's not sustainable, it's not healthy, it doesn't feel good for most of us. And though there's nothing wrong with sales or spiritual people holding and earning money, I think it's the time and space where we reclaim that. But there's a lot of distortion in it. Like, for me, is how we do it is the biggest question. And there's a lot of learning for more spiritual, more conscious, more heart-based entrepreneurs entering the business world, which was not built on integrity. Like, money is not created from the frequency of integrity or high frequency in general. But we are here to rewire that. We are here to change that. We are here to upgrade that. As well, the way we bring our work, the way we show up and relate with our sacredness, with our work, with our wisdom, with the money, with the business itself, with the format of it, with the way we share. And one thing that I struggled since the beginning is integrity. And I went through very painful, sometimes and detrimental to my business choices, but it was integrity choice. And I'm sure a lot of you feel this way. And a lot of you are searching your own boundary of integrity and values in it, and how you show up and create your business. And I want to share and elaborate today more about integrity in business, integrity of our work, and also actually the physical and energetic impact it has when we don't do that. And I hope it will click with you deeper this way, like how profound and important this is. Because I went on the deep journey of that, and I did all the tours as well, all the mistakes. And sometimes you have to take action to know where your boundary is, or to take action to realize, ooh, this is where my integrity, this is where I stand, this is where my truth, this is what is okay and what is not okay. And I think a lot of us are figuring it out, and sometimes we need to give ourselves more grace and compassion and understanding, because we're walking the pathways that we didn't walk, and pathways that are not traditional, pathways that are not easy, pathways that goes against the collective norm, but on a path of our alignment and truth. And integrity, it's such a subtle thing. It can go so nuanced in manipulation if you're not conscious about it, if you don't hold integrity and boundaries of your integrity with yourself. You may not notice also when others do that. So I want to share a few examples. The extent of priority on integrity I go in my business, sometimes, actually very often, but I do trust the power of it, and I see the evidence. And maybe it's not a quick win, but it's long-term sustainable solution for me. 2 years ago, I went full on the testing of my integrity. Like, it was not fully my choice, but it was quest of my integrity. And I calculated, I said no, I lost 24,000 euro because of my integrity. And what I mean by that, I said no to clients that felt not in alignment for them to work with me or for me to work with them. It was not good for neither for person, neither for me, neither for us. And I know when I stand in that integrity, when my body knows, when my care for the person is above the money, it's somehow naturally realigning. That person gets support and gets redirected even for the better, more appropriate, more aligned support. And when I don't do it, it feels betrayal to my soul. It feels icky. It feels bad. It feels like I sold my soul for the money. And it takes courage. It takes guts sometimes. I had moments where I said no to the client, though I so badly needed money. I needed to pay the bills. I needed to pay the rent. And I still chose me. And I still chose the integrity of my body. I chose not to work on moments where I felt like my body is craving for rest, craving for support. And at a certain point now, I feel I cannot even do other way, because people, and I have very intuitive, sensitive people in my field and my community, people feel it. People feel when your frequency is not in alignment. And nature cannot read you, or like nature responds to you like, what the hell are you doing? Your energy goes within now. The energy flows now in different direction. Why do you going against the flow? And I think the most icky part for me is this manipulative marketing, manipulative sales. I'm still healing my relationship with sales and marketing, and I have nothing against this, but I think there's a different way to do it. I don't think we need to manipulate, go from this place of scarcity. And we all are getting super, super tired of it. And we all feel it. And we feel it's off. And we feel it's not right. It doesn't feel tasteful in our mouth when we do it. We do know when we perform. And we feel when others are performing, when it's not embodied, when it's not good. And I think there are so many tactics that are very psychological, very deep, and it's so, as I said, nuanced. It's hard to notice sometimes. I think as a compound effect, we all had a bit too many cases where we were like, how did I get into this shiny, bright object? Like, how did I buy this? Or you enter and it's like, it's not the quality they promoted, or they didn't deliver what they promised. And I don't know if you noticed, but it affected the industry as a compound effect. People are not so quick to buy. Not so quick to invest. People need so much more touch point to build a trust with you. And that's the outcome of it. We broke in the trust. Building something sacred, built like your body of work, on the false, on the lie, is not sustainable. And it will not be as fulfilling and meaningful, even if you succeed, and if you get that glory overnight, stealing someone's copy and not giving a credit. It may be short-term success, but people will figure it out. People will notice lack of embodiment, lack of integrity in one way or another. We're getting more and more conscious. We're getting more and more sensitive. We're getting more and more intuitive. And we've been manipulated so much that we start to notice and recognize and see the pattern. And I wanted to record this episode as a shout out, as a call for us, for all of us to step up to integrity. Because, as they say, I don't know who said it, but what you tolerate, you allow. And I think we allow this behavior a little bit too much. And it's our own personal integrity and responsibility not to contribute to it, even if it's hard. For example, I got invited to 2 podcasts recently. And I got so excited because one of them is about personal development and has more than 1 million followers and listeners. It's a great scope of visibility. It's a great scope of outreach for me and my business. And when I start to have a conversation, I start to notice these manipulative, urgency-based sales tactics, the pressure, the push, all these nuances that I am so sick and tired of. And I said no. Just because of that. Just because their sales process is not an integrity for me. And I don't want even support or be in the places and relate with people who do that. Another podcast, we had a communication and we booked a free call to discuss what we will talk about. And next day, I'm getting their newsletter, which I never subscribed. And they just took my email without my consent from this alignment call about the podcast and put me in the newsletter. And this goes so much of on my system of my heart, like, why do you have to steal? Why do you have to abuse my boundary and do that without my consent? Why? Like, how is that building any kind of trust or relationship? How is that lasting? Like, if you have to go to such extent. And it goes very counterintuitive what we were taught. So like, yeah, you have to grab every chance. You have to say yes to every opportunity and just go brave and don't overthink it. I do overthink it, but not in a way like I'm overthinking from the place of fear. I'm really tuning in with integrity. And I deeply reflected how I buy, what I need, how I make decisions. I know myself. You don't have to push that, because what does that indicate? It indicates that you don't trust that I can make my own decisions in my own time and pace. You have to chase me, you have to push me, you have to invade in me, you have abused my boundaries to get my attention. It's not how I love, it's not how I connect, it's not how I build a trust. And I'm also an adult person who knows herself very well, and I don't like to be treated like a stupid one or amateur one who doesn't have a power to make conscious, informed decision for myself. I don't need to be put pressure of the deadline. I don't need to be bombarded of your website and links. I know how to find you if I'm curious about you. I don't need 10 follow-ups to remind me. I'm very aware and conscious and present and respectful. If I connect with you, I will come back to you. If I didn't come back, I'm still thinking. But also integrity goes way deeper than just that. Integrity goes being true to your own values, your purpose, what matters to you. And often we lie to ourselves like, I don't care about this. I don't want this. I'm not powerful enough. I'm not worthy. I just will abuse and push my body, even if my body says no. And I will just abuse myself because I think I should do it. All these are the voices, how we lie to ourselves. And you know when you lie to yourself, when your heart craves for something, but your mind thinks it's not appropriate. If you sabotage and you neglect the creativity, the vision, the mission that wants to come through you, it feels too big, and then you just say, no, it's not for me. It's also lying. It's also lying to yourself. You know that popular woman kind of expression when woman obviously apparently upset and disappointed and sad, but when the man asks like, are you okay, what's wrong, and she's like, I'm fine, and she's obviously not fine. That's simply not being in integrity, and that we do that a lot in the business as well. At the core of integrity is alignment. Do what you say and say what you do. That's the integrity. And a lot of it often is just being radically honest with yourself and staying true to your values and your morals, no matter the circumstantial influence. Like, for example, there's a part of me that really, really wants peace and quiet. I could sit with my cats and watch the nature, leaves just moving on the tree, or just watch the mountain for hours. And I love this hermit time, and I just love simple life. And that could be it. For a while, I said, okay, this is it. I'm okay with that. But there's a part of me that's super ambitious. And there's a part of me that knows I'm here for bigger things. That desires deeply to contribute to change of humanity, to society, to our own personal growth. If I'm honest with myself, if I claim this, if I allow this desire, this part of me to be allowed, I know it stretches me. I need to show up. I need to step into my leadership. I know it would disrupt my peace. It will stretch my capacity. And there's a so deep that I cannot deny it. And when I do deny that part of me, I'm lying to myself. And that's not being in my integrity. And it can be a million reasons. That it is my season of rest. Maybe it's my season of heart sabbatical. Maybe it's season of hermit, where I'm compounding my power, where my nervous system needs peace and quiet, that I don't have capacity. I don't know. I don't have clarity how to get there yet. It can be that I try, but when I see the industry, as I just shared before, or role models around, or people doing it around, like what's going on, what's the structure, what's society, what's the norm, I just feel I don't want to do it this way. but it doesn't mean I don't want to do it. And that's very, very important to come to this clarity, to this truth, to this radical honesty with yourself about everything. How you do business, what you care about, what are your desires, what you stand for, what's your purpose, how your creativity flows, how your energy flows, who you are, how do you function, all of it. You have to be true to yourself. Because when you're not honoring that, when you're being not in integrity with that, not only that you build a business disconnected from you, you're also lying to yourself. And when you lie to yourself, you weaken yourself. Do you know that exercise where someone says the statement and you have to spread your arms and then they put the pressure on your arm? And when it's something that is true to you, something like they say your name or they say something you like this and it's true, your arm is so strong. They cannot push it down. They push it and they can't. It's like there's enormous strength in you. But when they say something that is not true to you or it's a lie, your hand becomes very weak and they can easily press it. That's at the core of integrity. That's why lying detectors are so powerful, because our physiology is changing. Our body, our every cell responds and knows. And when you lie to yourself, every cell of your body goes on alert that there's something off here. And we are weakening ourselves. And we're opening our field to vulnerabilities and all kind of frequencies and energies to weaken us even more, affect us, impact us, because we are more vulnerable, we are more weak. And it can be little things. But if you don't honor your integrity with little things, day by day, there's a compound effect. Same way, if you honor your integrity, there is a compound effect of that as well. So yes, maybe I lost cash by saying no to the client, which I really, really needed. But I won and gained so much more. I gained the trust. I didn't destroy a relationship. I won for care. I stood in integrity not only for myself and for that person, but also for the industry, for us. Because it's not only about me. It's the compound effect of our all little action that moves the mountain, that becomes a tipping point. That's how real change happens. That's what we normalize. Look, I went to the cafe today and I thought, my goodness, now almost every cafe has vegan milk. And even a few years ago, it was not the case. But now it became a norm in almost every cafe. If you don't have vegan milk, you are so 2002. And why it happened? Because enough people had integrity with themselves and consciousness, how milk is abusing the cow, how cow needs to be impregnated to have milk all the time, and how it feels for the cow to be pregnant. Also, how animals are treated and consumed. Enough people collectively, consciously took against this and went for alternative, for more natural, more nature-based approach with no harm. Enough of us had integrity there and desire for this, that the collective changed, that the market adjusted. It same goes for the coaching industry. I think we just have to stand up for integrity enough, many of us, to have a tipping point and to change the standard, to change the benchmark. I think it's our responsibility too. I think it's our day-to-day job to stop allowing sacred to be corrupted. We have to protect the pure, the spiritual, because it got inverted. And it's even worse, it got normalized. It became a standard in the industry. It's not okay. If you promote yourself or talk about new business paradigm and spiritual, more feminine work, more soulful work, but you do that, you embody that, you promote that through the same old patriarchal, manipulative trauma, pain point, scarcity, and urgency-based methods, if you choose money, if you prioritize money above humanity, above the care, above the human connection, especially in the coaching industry, it's not a new business paradigm. Because for me, new business paradigm goes to the core of our being. It's not about what you do, but how you do it. It's not how often, how much you do, but how aligned and in integrity you are. Your way of being matters so much more than what you say and strategies you do. And I think integrity is one of the foundations of the new business paradigm. I feel if we all do that a little bit more with ourselves, if we make that priority in our business, collective and the new business paradigm would shift. And it's not a finger pointing here or blaming or complaining. It's just my deep heart desire. And I also went through all kind of detours with this, as I said, until I figured out the line. And you have to test and you have to experiment. It's part of the journey, knowing ourselves, listening ourselves deeply instead of giving into conditioning. But it's our responsibility. And I wish in the deepest part of my heart this to be the norm. I wish we all bring integrity so much more with ourselves alone when nobody's watching, but then also with others. There would be so much more safety, so much more trust, so much more different way of relating, and so much more abundance, I feel, but more nature way of abundance instead of coming from scarcity because you feel you lack, you feel you're not worthy, you feel you don't have it, you feel you will not have it. It's the trauma response. It's a scarcity response. And I'm so tired of industry operating from that. It not may feel like every day for you, but your actions and your way of being in business shapes our culture. And I just want to say that to you and remind that to you. There is a tipping point of your integrity compound effect. Not only for you personally, but also for our clients, our impact, our culture, and our industry. So I'm just inviting you to keep holding the standard. And thank you. And now give yourself a moment and feel your body. Close your eyes and let this information, this episode, go through your body, anchor in your body. Let it feel how it touches you and what sensations it brings up.